One, two, three. All right, welcome back everybody to the Dragons Fan Guy Player Talks for 2023 with special guest Stephen Masters. If you'd like to introduce yourself, mate, to the show.
Hello guys. My name's Stephen Masters. An ex-NRL player playing for local footy down in Thirroul now. So, yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll get into the first question. How did you get into footy?
So the whole story about me getting into footy is I actually started off playing union. I played union for a bit when I was a bit of a youngster, and as I grew up, my mum met my stepdad, and he obviously loved and had too much passion for the game, so he kind of switched codes over for me, and started off playing league when I was at the age of I think 8 maybe, and ever since then, I loved it.
All right, and what was your junior club or clubs?
So junior club back home in New Zealand was I was playing for. I started off at Otahu Leopards and then transitioned over to Mount Wellington Warriors, and then had my last year at the age of 14 or 13 with Otahu again, and then when I first moved over to Australia, my local junior club was Thirroul. So yeah, pretty much haven't moved since.
All right, what was your time like at the Dragons, and what grades did you play at the Dragons?
Yeah, so my time at the Dragons was great. Like I made plenty of friends. Like lifetime friends, and we still keep up every now and then. And the grades that I played with, I started from Harold Matts. I think I played 1 year, then played 2 years of SG ball, and I think halfway through the second year of SG ball, I played. I think I made my debut in Dragons 20s, and then pretty much had a good 2 seasons. I think we come close to winning. Um, actually, we won minor premiers our first year. We went pretty good, and then we obviously then that year finished, and then I think I had 3 years in New South Wales Cup, and then moved over to South Sydney.
Yeah, I remember you playing cup for us very well, and a bit of flag. Um, so I definitely remember that, and it was good seeing you in the Red V, and hopefully we see you back at some point. I know we saw you last year in the red and white again for a bit, and that
Yeah,
was
I was there for a
that
bit.
that was how did that come about?
So I think at the end of every season for local footy, they make a combined side with Group 7 and the Mojo Cup. And from there, they made a team together. And I think we played in like a countryside kind of tournament against like New South Wales. Newcastle. We played against like the Ron Massey boys, or like out west, like in Dubbo. And we kind of had like a bit of a round robin tournament. And um, we pretty much just it kind of just happened from there, and then that's when they formed the country versus city side. So that was good. Like I loved it and enjoyed it being good back. It was good being back inside the Red V. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was for a while.
yeah. And how did you come to join Souths?
Yeah, so I finished up at Dragons 2000 and I think 19. My manager kind of just had to look for anything really. And luckily my manager at the time he was pretty good friends with Wayne Bennett, so he had a chat with him and then organised a meeting um, to catch up with me personally, and we got chatting, and I think it was a good doorway for me to walk into Rabbitohs and start something new.
What was it like being coached by Wayne?
Some people would say that it was a bit terrifying, but that's just the way he is. He's he's a hard shell to crack sometimes, but he does flip some jokes, and it was he's just one of those coaches that is kind of like a father figure to most players, and I could guarantee that most would say that. And he's a big help to players, not only as players though. Like he looked after people as a person, and I think that was the best part of him coaching his boys. It's just it was never all of it wasn't entirely about footy. It was just like always checking up on how you win. I think as players, it was kind of good to have a coach that would speak to you outside of footy, and just would like to know how you're going as a person, and it just made it easier for us players to gel together. So yeah.
What was it like your first NRL preseason?
It was tough. It was by far one of the toughest things I've ever been through. You know, at the age that I was playing New South Wales Cup, I was really fit. I was pretty much among the top fit boys, and then up until I had my first NRL preseason, it was just kind of a shock to the system. I was hunched over, pretty much almost about to throw up. I was sitting underneath the hoop because I couldn't make it. So yeah, it was tough. It was really tough on the body.
Yeah. So what was it like making your NRL debut?
I was it was the best thing that's ever happened to me at that time. It was something that I've I've kind of put on myself to do as a kid. It was a lot of pressure on myself, and for my family, helping my family move over to Australia, and it was kind of just a thing where you know it's either I've got to make it or like I'll just fail myself, and it was for me to go through kind of that mentally. Just it was just a blessing that I got the opportunity to debut, and it was the best part of my life in footy. So yeah, I can't look past it.
Yeah. So who was the best player you played alongside in the NRL with?
Oh, best player. I played with a few good players like there's Adam Reynolds, Cody Walker, there's Latrell as well. Like they're all greats, and everyone can back me up on that. But I think the best player that I ever played with, and the best person that I've ever dreamt about playing with was my brother Isan. So um, you know, he was always my idol. Like I never watched footy as a kid. I still don't watch it now. Um, Most people question me about it, but um, you know, just playing in the backyard with Isan and just helping him practice his kicks and all that, it was kind of just an inspiration to hopefully be better than him, or hopefully get that day where I get to play against him. And it's just yeah, he's definitely been like an idol to my life, and the biggest role model in footy. So he would definitely be my number one pick.
Yeah. So what's it like playing for Cook Islands, and what's it like playing for Cook Islands with your brother?
Yeah, so playing for the Cook Islands is massive. There's there's a lot of players that that can bring tears to their eyes, and it's done it for me a couple of times. Every time I put on that jersey or sing the national anthem, or even just doing our jersey presentation, it's just it really hits home. And most people, like, for me, it was kind of a game where, like, I had no choice but to play my heart out, because this is who I played for, this is what I do, this is what I love, and this is how I want to show my family that I appreciate them. And um, yeah, it's just playing with the Cooks. For me, it's unbelievable. Like I get thrills just getting it, like from hearing from the coach that I've made the team, like every time. And yeah, just playing with my cousin alongside the Cook Islands, it's just a bonus.
And what was your thoughts on the Pacific Championship this year?
No, it was a great campaign. It was good for the island cultures to come together and showcase our talent. And it was a tough one for us. We went up against um, PNG and Fiji, and their boys are built like a brick house. So For us boys, we didn't walk off fine. We always walked off with a limp or, shoulder like dislocated or something like that. And it was just great to see the boys mix amongst each other. And hopefully we can go again this year and take it to Fiji or maybe the islands.
Yeah, I love to see it be taken somewhere. It's great to have the game out in those remote places and see
Mm.
like I was watching it on the TV. You see all the young kids running at players at the airport and see all the young kids screaming people's names in a packed stadium. I think it's great because I kind of support Australia and England, and I have a
Yeah,
lot of respect for the other countries, especially Cook Islands and the other countries. I have a lot of respect for them, and it was sad that you didn't win it, but hopefully this year it was
yeah. No,
really
like
good.
even though we didn't win it, we still made the country proud as always. Like I think at the start of the year we were sitting, I think probably around the 40 mark on the rankings, and then I think after those couple of games and the World Cup, we've brought ourselves down to the top 10. So for us, it's good to see our country on a spot where it belongs, and like as a country being in a remote area, like it's good to see the crowds like mix and mingle. Like it makes us players feel appreciative that what we have and like who really enjoys watching the game and how much we give back, even though like we're playing on the field. So it's always good going home and playing there.
And so, what was the World Cup experience like for you?
It was amazing. Like playing for your country on the biggest stage of our platform. It's amazing. It's thrill seeking, and just doing it for like playing continuous games for about 4 weeks is just something. It's hard to describe. It's there's a lot of emotions in it. There's a lot of families that are very excited for us boys to, do them proud and do our country proud. Like, our country is only small, and you know, most islanders, like our Pacific nation, is small, but sometimes we can roar the loudest when it comes to supporting our players. And um, it was just amazing. Eh?
And so, Who is your current club?
So my current club is Thrill Butchers. I played with them for the last, I think, 2 years. This will be my third one coming soon. So we won last year. Hopefully we can make it back to back.
And I saw that I was at that game. So
Oh, it was a tough one.
yeah. Um. So what's it like playing for Ferrol, and what does the club mean to you?
Yeah. So the club like what it means for me to be at the club is it's home. It's home for me. They're my family. They're the ones that looked after me when I first moved over. They're the ones that invited me into their their system where it's just like everyone loves everyone. Like they look after each other. No one ever feels left out. And it's just a good family club. Like yeah, it's just another one of those things where it just leaves me speechless because they've helped me since I've moved over and they've made it a home for me. So I can never look past the club, and I've always said to the coach and the players that I'm always going to be a long time person. If I stay down in Wollongong, so um, yeah, like it's home for me.
And what was it like getting the grand final last year?
It was probably one of the biggest accomplishments for me in the last couple of years because I haven't won a grand final since I left New Zealand, which was about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. And yeah, just it's just good to be amongst a small club um, that just took over the whole field after we won the final. So it was great.
Who's the hardest play to tackle?
Oh, hardest player to tackle. Um, everyone's gonna say I'm biased again, but I would say my cousin, my brother Isan. He, for some reason, he just gets under my skin when no one else can, and it just uh, it just gets me mentally, and it just like miss tackles on him, or like we end up fighting, and like it's weird for me because we're always sitting in the backyard playing, and it's the smallest area ever, but still can't get him
Mm.
down, and just loves to scratch people every now and then.
And like as you mentioned, he was actually the first NRL player I ever met. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I actually didn't recognise him at first. Someone said to me, "You know who that is?" And I got a photo, and then I didn't realise his name until later. So
yeah,
someone said he plays NRL, and I said, "Okay, I'll get a photo." Yeah, it was really nice, and I felt embarrassed I didn't know his name, but yeah,
man.
and I like seeing yeah, I like seeing him play over for Huddersfield. I don't go for Huddersfield, but I watch a fair bit of Super League. So
Yeah,
I think he looks fit from the photos I've seen of him, and
yeah, he's getting too skinny. It's making his head get too big now. So every time he comes home or he like talks on the family chat, he's always answering his phone or video calls without his shirt on. So
yeah.
it's just him loving himself now.
Yeah. And I have a question: like, what part, like, where are you originally from? Like before you came to Australia?
Yeah, so I was originally from Auckland. I was born and raised in Auckland in the east side of um, it was called Glen Innes, and I was pretty much born and raised from there. Um, yeah, that's pretty much where I was from.
And how do you prepare for a game?
Um, One's pretty weird. Like normally, I just like tell my partner or come home to my mum and ask if I can get my legs massaged for like about an hour and a half,
Hmm.
and then I don't really like I never eat before a game, so the day before I don't eat, and then on game day I don't eat before the game. So I normally starve myself from a day before up until the game, and then depending on after, I can probably eat. Sometimes I can't, but yeah, like most of it is just kind of me relaxing, just not even trying to think about the game or just playing video games and stuff like that. Just trying to be a kid again before I think of that kind of stuff.
And what's your favourite song to play before a game or after a game?
Oh, favorite song before a game, I would say maybe "Never Too Much" by Luther Vandross. It's one of those songs where it just gets your get your blood pumping and like makes you want to dance and everything. And after a game, pretty much just like anything Whitney Houston. Like I love to just mellow out, just kind of
Yeah.
like settle down.
Yeah. So, what's your favourite career moment?
um, so my favorite career moment, I'd probably definitely say that my debut was by far my favorite for the amount of hard work that everyone behind the scenes have seen. It was kind of just like a weight off my shoulders, and I finally get to say that I've made it and got to do what I love at the best. So, and then yeah, it was great.
And who is your favourite NRL player of all time besides your brother?
So my favorite NRL player of all time would definitely be Billy Slater. He was a one of a kind fullback. Past, and now for me, in my eyes, it's hard to get past him because it was a turning game. Yeah, like the first time I moved over, my manager at the time, he introduced me to him because I said to him he was my favorite player. At the time, he was part of the managing company that I was with, and Nah, he was just giving me some few pointers of how to be a fullback at the time, and kind of just took it on board, and then obviously listening to his voice and then seeing him play, it was just it was just on a different planet for me. So it was a hard person to stop.
What's a player that got you starstruck to play against, or that you were really excited to play against, and you got the opportunity to?
Mm, ooh, I would, I'd probably say Michael Jennings. Michael Jennings was probably I was starstruck. We had when I played my second game of NRL was me and Jackson Pollard on the right edge, and then we were going up against Michael Jennings and Micah Sivo. And I think going up against Michael Jennings, that's played a numerous amount of NRL games. He's played a numerous amount of New South Wales games, Australian games, and it's just kind of like the fair fact of playing someone that's been at the top levels of the sport that we play in. Um, at the start I was nervous, but then, kind of just as the game got on, it just my nerves broke, and kind of just it was just like playing like against another human being that I had to try and get a win for. So yeah, it was no Michael Jennings would be my like starstruck moment.
He's back at the Roosters now. I've seen preseason photos of him. 35, he looks as
He's
fit as you'd ever see. He looks really fit.
yeah, I've seen that on Instagram, I think, and I've seen it, and he hasn't changed one bit.
No, no, I wouldn't want to go against him for sure at any age, any age.
No,
But so, what positions can you play?
so the positions I can play, fullback, center, and wing. I've played a bit of 5'8" when I was younger, but I don't think I'll ever step in that domain now, just because all the freaks we got now, and I was mainly like a utility outside back.
What's the best advice you can pass on to a young player that's thinking about playing footy or has got the NRL dream?
Um, I'll probably say don't give up on a dream that you've always destined to to have, but always remember that it's all about having fun. Sometimes it can be a job to you, but if you look at it about having fun and just doing the right thing, sticking to a diet, you know, there's a lot of factors that can benefit you in the long run.
So, there's also a note I will also mention, just as a side note for everybody, that on Friday my new song will be dropping out on YouTube. So that's all for everybody to check it out. Will be out on Friday around 5 o'clock, or maybe a bit later. See what time I get up. Um, so I also do music as well as football. So release
Yep,
music. So there's only 4 more questions left for you, mate.
oh, that's
So
all right.
what's your favourite cheat meal?
Favorite cheat meal? At the moment, I would say now that Aljana's opened up down in Albion Park Rail, that would be my favorite cheat meal. I can't go past charcoal chicken and pita bread, garlic sauce, and tabbouleh like that. Um, so that would be my top of the table.
And so I know that you were doing a thing for mental health not too long ago, the 20K. So if you
Yep,
just like to just talk about it and how that
yep,
came about.
yeah. So um, at the start of the year or the end of 2022, I think, I decided to do a 20K run every day for 8 weeks. Um, I purely just started off by doing it because I was going through a bit of mental health problems at the start, and like the best thing for me at the time was to train when I'm feeling a bit down, and so I decided to jump on board with that, and did it for 8 weeks. Lost, I think, 22 kgs, it was pretty hard on the body. I was working at the time as well, so coming out of work and then running, it was pretty tough. But yeah, I was just doing it purely based off, you know, there are some people out here that suffer from mental health, and um, me doing it kind of makes me feel like I can help in some way by, there's things out in the world that you can do to help control it and find a way or find a purpose in yourself.
Yeah, most definitely. So I do a similar thing with my music. So instead of the money going to me, it goes to the Kids with Cancer charity. So you
Yep.
can make a donation and use that. I get on my songs, all the podcasts will actually start going to Kids with Cancer charity in not too long as well. So there'll be a link as well. So the last two questions for you, mate. What is the proudest moment of your life, if you're
Uh,
comfortable to share it?
yeah, so the proudest moment of my life, I think, I guess seeing my partner give birth to my baby girl. Um, that's always been a thing that's been playing on my mind before my partner and I got together, and being a father was my biggest dream, and seeing her fit and healthy is is a big thing to me, and I couldn't be any prouder than be any proud of my partner. Going through a long time of birthing my daughter, and um, yeah, it's a moment that I'll never forget, and um, still cry to this day about it. So it's you can definitely tell on a man when he cries. It's
Yep,
something's
yep. So what is your goals for season 2024?
season 2024. I guess just playing good footy. Really, I think I got down to a good weight last year. I think I was playing at 95, between 95 89, and I think just getting back down to a weight where it's suitable to my body just helped me a lot, and I guess just trying to win back to back for through. So try and keep that
And,
ballpark rolling.
and what's it like playing with Bradley Dietz as well?
Yeah, Bradley Dietz, he's good. He's a character on the field. He likes to run his mouth, and like at times when we don't need him to. But he you can definitely tell that he's still got his footy experience in him. He knows what he's doing. He knows when to run and when to give it. And he's played a massive part of this team. And it's definitely someone that we need to win another one. So no, he's a great person and a great player.
So we only have two more questions left of the show, mate. What's your best memory of a NRL preseason, like, and the worst memory of it?
So my best memory, I would always have to say when I was at the Dragons, I think it was my first year. I was having the worst preseason of my life because it was just the hottest time of the year, and then like the training jaws were like another 50 meters further, and we went for another 6 weeks. I think we trained 6 days a week, and I think the best part of my like best experience I've ever had in the preseason was on our last day. They pretty much set up the cones for like every fitness drill that we can think of in footy. And then when we all get ready, come out strapping tape, zinc all over the face. Our trainer says to us, so like he was just like playing around, like saying like, "Oh, I don't know why you guys are in your training gear. You should be in your everyday gear because we're going to the movies." So it was just like the best moment of my life, seeing all the cones and then getting told that we're going to the movies that day for our last day. So it was by far the best experience. And then the worst experience, I think we're doing 100 shuttles, and I think we had to do about, I would say, like 60 of them, and I think it was like 20 each set, and I think like I ended up like pretty much coming off with like just getting dizzy. Couldn't like run anymore. Just was vomiting, needed water all over me. It was just kind of like it was not the best place I wanted to be. So that'd probably be the worst experience of my life in footy preseason.
And also the final question of the show, mate, is what NRL game are you most looking forward to watch in 2024?
Oh, I think I'd have to say that the games over in Vegas. I think the games in Vegas will be good for the like I think it would be good for us players, getting recognized over in America. Like you have NFL. I think the Super Bowl's on that same week, so there's going to be a massive crowd up there, and I kind of just hope, low key think I just want the South boys to take it out down there. So,
Yep.
supporting the boys up there, but I think that'll be one of the games that I'll be looking forward to because it'll be a big showcase over in America for the game.
And so, with the final 50 seconds left, mate, what is your other favourite sport besides footy to watch or
Or,
to have a go at?
um, other than playing rugby union, I'd probably say either tennis or golf. I'd mostly say tennis. On behalf of my mum and my auntie. My mum's a twin, so they played tennis when they were kids, and hearing the stories of how good they were, and then like thinking now like they're much older, like they won't handle themselves on the court now, but they still move pretty well for their age, and I've tried to beat mum about 6 times, and yeah, they always call her Ace for a reason, so she's always flogging me in the first serve. But it's a game that I love and my family loves. So yeah,
Uh, Well, thank you very much for joining, mate. Before we leave, when we go off live, I'll just have a couple of words, but Gia, just quickly. But to thank you everybody for watching, and it's been a privilege to have my special guest on with me. And we'll just as a reminder for Friday will be the new song will be out at some point if I don't forget. If I'm asleep, you can hear me sleeping, I'll record that. But thank you everybody for watching, and like, subscribe and comment. And Stephen Masters, I'll link his Instagram page and like up his content, and that will be linked down below at some point. I'll add that in. So thank you everybody.
cheers, bro.
We'll just wait one